What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 7 of Girl, You Know What, the podcast. I am your host, Tahir.
And I'm Kisha.
And once again, we are here, and I had fun last week. I don't know about you. That was fun. I always have fun, anytime, even when we're just talking on the phone, just normal, yes. But when we're recording, it was like, when I listened to it back, I was cracking up.
Yeah, people tell me that too when they listen to it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm right there talking to you.
Yeah, that's what I love. And that's what we wanted. That's why I tell people, that's exactly what we want.
Right.
Yeah. So, since,
How was your week?
Oh, no, go ahead. No, it was...
No, because I don't ask you that enough. How was your week?
It was actually pretty good. I haven't started yet. I'm kind of working because I got a promotion at work a couple weeks ago, finally.
Hey,
yeah,
girl. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So, that's why it's so hard for me to, plus, I'm not going to give up this job because where I work, it took me forever to try to get in there.
I'm happy anytime somebody gets some more money. Don't leave.
No.
Just keep making them pay you more.
Exactly. And I deserve it because I went through hell the last 3 years. And I liked the
Exactly.
job, but it was what I went through personally, in the job. It was I was appreciated and everything, but I was appreciated a little too much, if you know what I mean. I was relied on too much, so it was stressful. And not only that, I got sick again and everything. So
right.
But my week was good. I've been doing I'm training new employees in my old job, and then trying to get the other lead caught up on things because she don't know anything. I'm just gonna keep it real, and that's why I was relied on so much. And then I'm also training with the guy whose place I'm taking. He's going on summer. Yeah. So I've been pretty busy, and the days are going by fast. But other than that, work is good.
Yeah, and the heat wave.
I
felt so bad. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, we're going to get into that. Yeah, because I got some choice words for AEP. But how was your week?
It was good.
Good.
It was good. Anybody who knows me, that's probably all I'm gonna say. It was good.
It's good. Yeah.
My friends get on me for that a lot. You always asking us how we doing, but you'll never say. I don't have a lot to say though.
Right. It's just
Until
I'm
I got
fine.
something to say.
Listen, that's how it is.
If the house ain't on fire, I'm all right.
Right.
That's all I can say. It's cool.
Okay, girl, this is what I can say about you. If the house ain't on fire, if Ronnie's acting right, if Nana if she ain't cussing you out, then there's a problem in your life. Well, not cussing you out, but reading you. I'll say that she ain't reading somebody.
Going off.
Yeah, then there's an issue. Then we need to talk about some things.
Yeah, but if they good, I'm good.
Right. And I
just had a whole conversation with Shanae about how to conduct herself when she go to college. Mm-hmm. How she can tell if her friends is on drugs. So as long as she act like she got some sense. Maybe we'll talk about that at the end.
Okay.
But I just think parents need to stop. Black people. Because I had this conversation with somebody this week. Why do y'all see your kids falling and you just look at them?
Listen.
I said, so nobody in the family gonna say nothing? Y'all don't see that this person looks different and you're not gonna address it?
Right. Something is going on.
So we just gonna keep looking past it? And these kids friends on drugs. I'm just gonna tell you, y'all might not think y'all's kids friends is on drugs, but them little boys ain't skinny for nothing.
Child, they are. Now look, when we were in school, the dudes look like men.
Thank you.
Just wonderful. Okay,
these kids are not skinny for nothing. I'm telling that. When I was just talking to her and I said, see, because y'all be on pills and y'all think it's acceptable. And she, she had talked to you all timid. She's like, Zane's? Yeah, you knew.
Oh, they know. Yeah, because they hear them talk about it. Yeah.
Yes. Zane's, perks, all that.
These kids are exposed to so much, and it's really sad. It really
parents
is.
Pretend like, oh, it's not your kid. Your kid, no.
Yeah, we need to stop this denial thing.
Yes.
Because it doesn't mean that you failed as a parent, because these kids are exposed to so much. You can't control everything, just like our parents couldn't control all that we were out there doing, and we didn't have as much access to things,
No, the failure is in you keeping your mouth shut.
That part.
acting like it's not happening. That's the failure.
Yeah, and it's sad. It really is. And then like once you want to acknowledge an issue, sometimes it's too late.
Yeah.
You know, that's really sad. And but
Girl, go ahead. What
okay,
you said you had something you wanted to talk about. What was it?
Yeah, now okay, so in I don't know if it was all over Ohio, but in central Ohio for sure, we had a power outage on the 2 hottest days of the year. And it went into 3 days, but you know, I only had to like where I live, it was like 2 days, you know, and then but I couldn't work those 2 days. So, you know, I was basically pretty much miserable. So, and plus I have, you know, my 80-some-year-old grandmother, you know, she was fine, but still, you know, like she has asthma. I have asthma too, but mine's not as bad as hers. And she's 80-some years old. So it's like, you know, so I had to take care of her. So that was my priority.
Right.
But girl, but the funny thing is, now luckily I still had access, even though T-Mobile was tripping too, because I don't know if it was just T-Mobile, but like, even though my Wi-Fi, of course, wasn't working, but my cellular was working, but it wasn't. So that's why I wasn't really online, because I was wanting to go on there and go off, you know, because it was just like, because when I found out,
because it's an inconvenience.
Yeah, because they intentionally did it. They intentionally shut off our power, and that's a whole nother issue. But when it was, this is the point I want to get to, and this is going to tie into what we're talking about today.
Right,
girl, when luckily my devices were charged, because I had them charging through the day. Luckily, I didn't know this was going to happen, but you know, so I had enough juice and everything. Plus I got about 6 or 7 wireless chargers, so they were all luckily charged, so I was good. But anyway, girl, so I'm on there, you know, I'm trying to keep up with what's going on, and like I have the Ring app, you know, because I have Ring devices in my house, and also I was on Twitter, the AEP page. And AEP is our power up source, the main, not the only, but the main power source in Ohio, AEP.
Right.
So, girl, so them white folks were fed the fuck up. They were going.
Well, because you know they don't ever believe their lives should be inconvenienced,
and that's what
when it's happening to Black people. It's not a problem.
It's not a problem.
But when it happens to them, it's like, how dare you?
And that's the thing. It's like, first of all, you don't inconvenience white folks. You don't put them out of their comfort zone. And especially when they found out that like the suburbs were still functioning fine. The people that live in the city, even if they live like in areas that are, you know, like Clintonville and right by Upper Arlington and Victoria, you know, like places like that were affected, but it's still within the city, but they're kind of quote unquote, you know, more expensive to live in, you know, in the city. Girl, I mean, they were dogging people in the suburbs, you know, talking about, the upper class and the rich and things like that. And I was like, so now y'all see.
Oh, now y'all feel poor.
Now y'all feel poor. But y'all looking down on the people that live in the quote unquote inner city, even though y'all do too. Y'all just paid a little too much for your house, but that's a whole nother issue.
And y'all want to come back to the city anyway.
And y'all want to come back to the city. Girl, that's so. You know, I can.
So now y'all mad.
So now y'all mad.
Poor folks.
Yeah, y'all poor.
Now you feel poor.
Right. Girl, but they were going in. I mean, you don't fuck with their dogs. You don't fuck with their kids.
You cannot do that.
Oh my God. I mean, especially when they started talking about their animals. I was reading some of the stuff to my grandma and she was cracking up. She was just like, you know.
You can't play with their animals.
Girl. I mean,
they treat their animals better than their kids.
Yeah.
Like if you really think about it.
Oh yeah. Be having their dogs down there with their newborn babies and everything, trying to get them acquainted and stuff. I'm like, no. Girl, I'll be watching the videos. Wow. And that dog be looking at that baby like, where did you come from? I'm the baby.
Right. Like, oh.
Right.
And they're like, Johnny, it's your brother.
Girl.
Max, say hi to Johnny.
Girl, but they were going in. So that was my form of entertainment because I couldn't really do anything else. Like I couldn't get good reception. So, you know, luckily I was able to get on there and just scroll until it started acting. Yeah, but that's what I wanted to.
Let's discuss global warming.
Okay, let's start right there because, well, actually this time, I forgot we were going to talk about global warming because this ties into both things we're going to talk about today. So go ahead.
Y'all, and I'm going to say something that is it's an unpopular opinion to come from a Black person. And I love everybody before I say this. But y'all, we've got to, just how I just explained to this 15-year-old child about diseases and drug use, I'm a break global warming down the exact same way to the basic level of understanding.
Mm-hmm.
It's too many people on this piece of land.
Yes.
And I know what you're gonna say. People gonna say, but we got all this open green space. We supposed to have some green space.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, y'all think that you're supposed to touch every single piece of the land.
Every
and
single
build
one.
in every place. If it wasn't for the government preserving national parks, y'all would be done build 50 million damn houses in Yellowstone. Honestly.
Exactly. Think they wouldn't.
If it wasn't for the government forcing the preservation of land,
mm-hmm.
y'all build all over this place. But we've got to take race, color, just take all this out.
Why does it have to tie into everything?
Yeah, like let's just think about this from a basic standpoint.
Humanity.
We don't have the space.
Mm-hmm.
The more people, the hotter it's gonna get.
I mean, listen, that's what it is. Don't you see a pattern? We
don't have the space.
No.
And what really needs to happen, and everybody needs to swallow this pill, and I know people don't want to hear this, we need to put a stop on immigration.
Mm-hmm.
We need to stop. I don't care if you're coming from Ukraine, because let's name some white countries where people immigrate from. I don't know. The Netherlands,
mm-hmm.
Europe, wherever they come from. We need to stop letting people in.
Yeah.
Until you can maintain. It's just like growing a business. Until you have maintained the business,
mm-hmm.
we don't want it to grow. We want to do maintenance on what we already have before we grow it again, right? I'm not saying a complete stop. Let's just put a 5-year cap on it.
Something.
Until we just figure some stuff out.
Because that's basically what they were saying, why they shut off the powers, because we had a real bad storm the night before, but
they didn't want the board. I don't know the answer, but I'm gonna guess.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want to overload the board.
Yeah, because people, it was very hot. People were running air condition and fans and everything like that. So, and plus, the city is growing so dang fast. It's just like, yeah.
It's one of the reasons I won't come back.
Listen, and the thing is, it was like,
and I want to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you talk about it all the time, but I get it.
I can't to even think about being there
mm-hmm.
with that many. It's people
everywhere. It's bad. It's like the city is growing, like population wise, it is growing so fast, and that's why they're throwing up apartments everywhere. And it's crazy. It's just like, I don't know when the last time was you've been here, but especially like if you like where we grew up in, just that whole area, just the north side, even like just by Mifflin, because I still live in that same vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
If you drive down there, you would not recognize a damn thing. Even I don't recognize it, and I drive down here every day. It's crazy. And they can't keep up with it.
I'm going to, because it really makes my heart sad
mm-hmm.
to know that they're just like overpopulating it like that.
Yeah, and they don't care.
And I understand Columbus is, it wants to be the Mecca. You already got the title. You already the capital
right,
city.
We're the capital city, so it's like, okay, we get it.
But something I noticed.
What's that?
It's like completely. I was watching the weather.
Uh-huh.
And I watch the nightly news every night.
Right.
And I was like, they were talking about the weather because it was hot.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about how bad the heat was in Ohio. And I was like, they never put Columbus on the map.
They don't.
They always put Cincinnati.
Now, I've seen Columbus on the map, like weather-wise, when they do like the national news, and I thought that was weird. I was like, but
I've never seen it on the national news. And I thought that was so strange. I'm thinking, like, do y'all know that Cincinnati is not the capital city of Columbus?
It's not even the big Columbus.
Does the world know? Because it's like Cincinnati is always lit up.
Yeah, always lit up.
And I was watching like Leicester, so that had to be NBC or CBS. It was one of the two. And I'm like, NBC. Why do they do that? Why don't they ever?
No, I've seen them highlight it. Yeah, I've seen them highlight Columbus every now and then, but most of the time it's Cincinnati or Cleveland. And Columbus, even before we started growing the way we are, Columbus has always been bigger than both cities. Not always, but in the last 20 years at least.
It's like weird. It's like,
but they don't look at it.
And I would think Cleveland too. I know Cleveland because Cleveland's I don't know which city is older, but I know Cleveland is the thing that people think about when they think about, Ohio, especially Northern Ohio.
Yeah.
I think Cleveland has a bigger immigrant population.
Yeah, they always have. Yeah,
it's an older city, so I understand the thing with Cleveland, but I'd be thinking like raggedy ass Cincinnati.
I mean.
And when I saw it the other day, I thought to myself, "Do y'all know what Cincinnati look like?"
I mean,
I understand that they trying to build their downtown up where they have.
But when they build it up, it looks, oh girl, it is, look, the last couple of times I've been to Cincinnati, and I go to, because it's really not that far from Columbus. I mean, it's less than a couple hours,
It's like 45 minutes from here.
It's
very close.
Yeah. So we would go every now and then, just, go different places just to get away, whatever. And it's just like, if you drive through there, you're just like, I am constantly in the hood. Just constantly. Constantly. And I mean, it's no shade to Cincinnati. I mean, y'all know who y'all are because y'all love it. Y'all rep about how y'all are the hood and everything like that. So, just deal with it. But I mean, until you get to the riverfront,
filthy.
Yeah, until you get to the riverfront, you're really just, just the ghetto. And don't worry, the world is ghetto.
It's filthy. It's filthy everywhere. The downtown is filthy. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh could be twin sisters.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And we got a lot of family in Pittsburgh. Matter of fact, we're going at the end of next month for a family reunion. And actually Sewickley, which is right outside of Pittsburgh. And every time I go to Pittsburgh, I'm like, girl.
The hills. I mean, they could be twin sisters. Cincinnati is hilly. Pittsburgh is hilly.
Yeah.
Both give you that industrial feel.
And that's what they basically are, Yeah.
They are like twin sisters.
Yep. But yeah, but global warming is a real thing, and I just wish
we need to just address the things that need to happen. And I know that
stop taking the politics.
The liberals don't want to talk about that.
No, they don't want to talk about shit, and it pisses me off.
Liberals, Democrats, they don't want to talk about putting a halt on immigration. But it needs to happen.
Something needs to happen. Yeah.
We need to talk about overpopulation.
Right.
Remember, we had this conversation, I think it was last season, and I said, you cannot have a conversation about global warming if you don't talk about immigration.
They tie in together they
do.
Yeah.
We let people move around too freely. Now they're telling people they can move around again without taking COVID tests.
Ciao.
Like on an airplane.
Yeah.
I was like, here we go.
Here we go again. Just can't let it go. But there it goes again, back to what I was saying about the AEP and the Twitter and all that stuff. White folks do not like to be inconvenienced. So,
And that's who it really was affecting. It was affecting the people from European countries.
Yeah.
They were telling them like they needed negative COVID tests and stuff.
Yeah, to come here. Yep.
And look, I'm not here to talk about whether you vaccinate or you don't, but let me tell y'all something. COVID, people are still testing positive. So while y'all outside doing whatever and acting like people around you, because Black people, y'all got this bad. Oh, it's just my sinuses. My sinuses. Stop saying that and get a COVID test.
That was my mom a couple weeks ago. She was like, well, I think it's just sinuses. I was like, no. I was like, but she took a test and it came back negative. That's what she was saying. She kept saying, I think it's just sinuses because the weather was changing and everything like that. And I was like,
Black
you
people gonna
can't take
tell you
that.
it's sinuses to the coffin. Do you hear
Listen,
me?
and I'm one of them too. I'll be like, well, I think, because I got bad
My mama,
sinuses, so
my mama.
child. But I'm just like, now I don't play around. It's just like if I feel like something's out of place, which luckily I've been feeling fine. I haven't even had any sinus issues. Let me knock on this desk. Let me knock on some wood. But girl, yeah. But we're quick to just try to blame it on something else. But if you feel something is wrong, and this is anything, but especially with this stuff, because you see they're not reporting on it anymore, like as much as they were.
And that's why I'm saying it, because I'm telling you, let's just say from the people that I follow on TikTok, 5 of them done tested positive for COVID and they've been sick.
See, it's still out there.
I
y'all.
know somebody who went on a cruise recently, and not only did they test positive, the people they were with tested positive off the boat. And they was in another country.
See,
coming over here. So I'm just telling y'all, I want y'all to remember that people are still testing positive for COVID. Don't think just because they're not reporting on it that people are not getting sick.
Right.
And I think that's which is a sad thing to say, that they got to report on something on the news for you to know what's happening. People getting chickenpox, kids getting chickenpox still, or kids getting the flu and everything else. They don't got to report on it for it to be happening.
You
know
what's still happening? I mean, come on now. I don't get it.
People are brain dead, but
ghetto.
So let's do that last. Economy, since we already talking about global warming.
Okay.
So we gonna who's still acting like we ain't having a recession?
I mean, who is out here like they are seriously balling? And I mean, because gas here is almost $5, and that's unheard of in Columbus, Ohio. Groceries are going up everywhere. It doesn't matter where you go. Everything, all the necessities are getting more expensive. So what do you think is going to happen with everything else?
So let's talk about something. 2 things.
Okay.
That I think people are pretending. Again, we gotta stop lying about stuff, y'all. I know that people may not be too happy with Joe Biden's performance, but let's be honest, okay? We're gonna be honest. You do remember when y'all's last president shut the country down, right?
Y'all's president. Because I didn't have one for 4 years, but go ahead.
Y'all do remember when y'all president shut the country down?
Listen.
Y'all, I just can't remember it like it was yesterday. Like, honestly. We were sitting there, was watching TV. And I looked at Griffin and I said, once you scare the shit out of people, it's hard to unscare them.
And they know that. And they use that.
I said, this is going to be, when this right here, I just kept saying, this is not right. This is not, it worried me. Just as a person, because I don't want people to think like, you don't know what you're talking about. As a person with a political science degree, when he shut the country down, it worried me.
Right.
It disturbed me because we are a capitalistic society.
Exactly. Yeah.
We can't sustain that kind of hit.
And look what happened.
We couldn't. And I just kept repeating it over and over again. Like, I was like, it's not going to go right. It doesn't feel right. I kept saying it to Ronnie. I kept saying this doesn't feel right.
And I distinctly remember you telling me, we were having a conversation, I think like around the time when it first shut down and things got really real. And I remember you saying, like, they were talking about stimulus checks and, all this other stuff. And you were like, oh, we're going to have to pay that back.
Like, but this is the thing. They're not directly charging you for it. But what has happened is, okay, so now let's take one more step further. What happened is this. Then you shut the country down. People are going to start reporting losses for their businesses. We have a government setup that jumps in and says, we are going to try to subsidize, or we're going to try to help the businesses who've lost money.
Right.
So now they've generated all this money. They printed all of this money.
Mm-hmm.
And they printed all this money. They handed all this money out. In just the past 2 years, they've printed an enormous amount of money and gave it out. So now they're giving out all this money and now you got to pay it back.
Mm-hmm.
I told somebody the other day, they were talking about the PPP loans. And I said, what confuses me about the loan and people is it says that it's a loan.
Exactly.
It says it.
And they weren't giving forgiveness to everybody. There were some people that they were giving forgiveness to, and a lot of people thought they could get it. That's why they were applying for it. But that
I
wasn't
had a friend who did it.
Mm-hmm.
And they informed me that there were steps that you needed to take to turn the loan into a grant.
Right. And you know,
now this person didn't take a lot of money though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think they took 10,000.
Okay, yeah.
Because they're not stupid.
Right.
Because let's just err on the side of caution. What if they don't forgive?
Mm-hmm.
Now you're going to be responsible. So what that has done, not only did they print all this money and give it out, you gave it out to people who lied.
Yep.
Who had no legitimate business to speak of. and
part.
Who had no means to return it to you. So we in the hole now.
Mm-hmm.
And so then what happens? Now the cost of everything is rising.
Yep.
Then people can't pay that money back.
No.
They can't pay it back. They can't.
No, that first stimulus check, and I don't know if it was just because of where I work, but that first stimulus check, they told us, let me see how much, I think it was like 6 months after we got the check, they started taking money out of our check to pay it back. Like,
it was probably because of where you worked.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
And
it was a smaller.
It was probably did your job ever shut down though?
No, we never shut down. Our agency luckily never shut down. We just worked from home, and we're still working from home if you choose to. So yeah, we never shut down.
I think, and I have to say this to people, like, and when I said like that, you're gonna have to pay it back. I don't think that, I know that they were never going to directly charge individuals.
Oh no, they're not. That's
but
crazy.
I think the economy suffered.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it definitely did.
That's what really happened. That's the thing that people overlooked. And it wasn't really from them little. See, they gonna make people think that, and they gonna make people feel bad. It wasn't from them little ass stimulus checks.
No,
it was from them PPP loans.
Exactly.
That money. And I just would like to be clear that Joe Biden didn't get that money out.
I mean, let's start right there.
And for y'all, then that's why I brought up Joe Biden, because I think we need to be honest about what's going on here. Joe Biden didn't get that money out.
No.
Why y'all mad at him? Y'all president got that money out.
Mm-hmm.
And that was y'all homeboy when he was giving it out to y'all.
Listen, some of it, even people who didn't like him wanted him to get reelected because, he gonna give us $600 more. Like, come on now. Y'all want this fool back in office because he's going to give y'all $600 more. I'm
telling y'all.
I mean,
he gave that money out.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what that money also did? It created a level of entitlement amongst people that I've had somebody talk about 2 different instances where now employees do not want to work.
And we talked. That's what
and I'm not talking about like employees, and I don't mean, and I'm not trying to say this in a negative way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about like college educated people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the people who work the fast food jobs, people who work retail jobs, and I'm not talking about management in retail. I'm talking about just regular retail workers.
Right.
People do not want to come to work on time. They are very lax.
Mm-hmm.
They are very like, I do it when I get ready.
Exactly.
I'm not following your dress code.
Right.
Like it's very ghetto out here in the workforce.
Listen, and we talked about that. The world is ghetto. It's ghetto out here. We had a whole show about
serious. But see, what happened was people were at home getting your regular unemployment.
Yep.
Then they were getting so I've heard people say they were getting up to like $900. So were they giving out $600 extra?
Yeah, for a while. Yeah,
plus your $300 for unemployment.
Yep. Or they were raking it up.
Unemployment is based on your check or something.
I believe
right?
So.
You get half. Do you get half of whatever you were getting at work?
It's a certain percentage. I don't know how they base it.
I don't know what the percentage is. So whatever it was, I've heard people say they were getting up to like $900.
See.
And that's a week, right? Because you get unemployment weekly?
Mm-hmm. You get it weekly.
Y'all, listen. Then people was getting that money to the point. Hold on, because we didn't even talk about the food assistance.
Chat, listen.
On top of the food stamps and the unemployment, people was balling till they fall.
Yeah, and then a lot of people didn't have to pay rent. A lot of people didn't have to pay because they had that program. A lot of people didn't have to, like the electric companies and gas companies and water companies.
Yeah, my mama was working at Impact during that time, and baby.
So they were living it up. They had free money coming in, and you didn't have to spend a damn thing unless what you wanted.
And now they've gotten to the point where they don't even, because that went on for what, a year and a half?
At least.
It went on for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
Look, now people are just like, forget this job.
Yeah.
I don't want to work here.
I don't want to work. You gonna pay me what? When I was making this, even though they don't realize that you're not going to make that anymore. I mean, that was seriously free money.
Making anything, someone gave that.
They gave it to you, but that's but
that was not a job.
You know how people feel about handouts. It's mine, so Listen. True.
It has definitely damaged the workforce.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely, to the point where I'm telling you, like, people just, the fact that people don't comprehend coming to work on time. I have no words for that.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. I even have flex time, and I still clock in when I'm supposed. Like when I say I'm going to. Like at a certain time. So I just don't understand that. Like, you think that you can just show up when you want. So let's say this. You have not only the handouts that were given and all this other stuff, and I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. You have that attitude from that on top of the attitude from the generation who is doing this. It's going down, girl. It's going down.
And yeah, we my friend and I, we had to talk about it this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, see, people our age are leaving the workforce for a completely different reason.
Right.
For peace.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't really want to deal with the younger generation of workers.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating to the point where even human resources is like, we have to have bodies to sell the product.
Right.
Or we have to have bodies, to sell the merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
We can't just... And what they really think, and young people really think like, oh yeah, we revolutionizing our job, or yeah, we making them listen to us. And
okay.
I don't know what's going to come of retail, and
everything's going to go online, and Amazon and them are just rubbing their hands together, like
waiting.
Yes,
they just sitting back waiting,
just waiting. Yep.
they just sitting back waiting.
You got stores that were doing so well and bringing in so much money. Like Forever 21 is a good example. Every time you walk past a Forever 21, now you don't know what's going on in behind the scenes in businesses, because there are a lot of businesses that close down and you're just like, well, wait a minute, like they were always, but Forever 21 is a good example. They had to shut down. I don't even know if they had, I know for a while they kept a few stores open around the country or maybe around the world. I don't know. But they had stores everywhere, but they had to shut down their physical stores, and they still were operating online.
Can I just say this, and this is, I don't know if it's too graphic.
Uh-oh.
Fashion Nova slit Forever 21's throat.
Completely.
Like, real talk.
I mean, because they sell the same stuff, basically.
Exact same.
Exact same, yeah.
All them.
And it's
Fashion
so much
Nova,
cheaper.
Forever 21 and Rue 21.
Mm-hmm.
They all selling the same shit.
Basically, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Fashion Nova slit Forever 21's throat. And guess what? Shein is stabbing Fashion Nova in the back.
Listen,
right
I didn't even hear about them until like maybe a couple years ago when my little cousin, she wanted this shirt. And she was like, you can just get it online, whatever. Can you get it for me online? Whatever. I was like, sure, So I was like, just send me the website. I had never heard of it, girl. I was on that website forever. I was like, oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. And so I first heard about Shein, I think, when they got kids' clothes.
I believe so now.
Something they had and someone else said, but do they take a long time with delivery when they first came out?
I think so, because I think their warehouse was out of the country or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, because I remember when I ordered her shirt, it took about a couple weeks to get here. And I can't remember where it came from, but I remember it took a couple weeks to get here.
I remember asking a lady who listen to me talking about a lady, asking a friend of mine where she got her daughter's outfit from. And she told me about Shein back then. She said it's good stuff, but it takes a while for you to get it. If you don't mind waiting, they have good stuff though.
Yep. And
I remember I got on there, girl, and it said something crazy like 3 weeks. I said, shit, y'all got to be crazy. Shit, I get some from Amazon in 2 days.
Okay, listen.
Amazon it will make you rethink buying stuff from anybody.
Anywhere. You're just like, I gotta wait a week, 3 to 5 days.
It has to be something that I literally just cannot get from Amazon.
Right.
That they don't have.
Girl.
I just ordered some seasoning from Amazon from McCormick. Himalayan salt, onion powder, and black pepper.
Yes.
It'll be here tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't observe holidays. Maybe they observe Christmas. They ain't thinking about no other holidays.
They ain't thinking about no other. They gonna deliver your stuff on time. Right.
I'm telling you. I Amazon, the only thing, so I don't know if I ever said this. I think I told you I ordered Sade's camera for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And my neighbors stole it.
Right.
I believe they stole it.
Mm-hmm.
And I had like kind of clammed up on ordering stuff because I just felt so like violated.
Yeah.
Like I was so mad.
Mm-hmm.
And I just quit my Amazon orders. But then I was like, man, let me get back to what I was doing.
Let me resume my regular programming.
Get back to the regular programming.
Okay.
I ain't about to let y'all take them. In the words of my grandmother, the devil ain't gonna steal my joy.
That part. Never.
So yeah, I really clammed up. And I had thought about it. I had said it to Ronnie the other day, like, man, I don't be ordering nothing no more. Not from Amazon. I said, I need to get back to really how I was before. And I know people are like, but that sounds stupid. Spending money?
Shit.
Mind your fucking business.
That part right there. Don't tell me. I mean, as long as my stuff is taken. Well, first of all, I'm 42 fucking years old. And then that part right there. And then not only that,
we pay these bills.
That is, if my bills are paid, and even if they're not, you don't need to worry about that. I got this. People telling me that, oh, you spend too much money on shoes. You spend too much money on electronics. Oh, why are you fixing your office up? Why? Mind your fucking business.
Get a life.
Get a life. Why are you worried about what's going on over here? Do something in your shit
and quit worrying about mine.
Exactly. Oh, you just got a new car. Didn't you just get a car? Don't worry about what I got.
Oh, you're hating from the sideline. Get your own. Why you ride mine? I'm a good fella kind of late.
They don't know nothing about. They ain't ready for that teaching, girl. They ain't ready for that teaching. Y'all ain't ready for the school of Lil' Kim. Y'all ain't ready for that.
Always in somebody's business.
Always in somebody's. Girl, we gonna do a show about that because I am fed up with people just always in somebody else's business, and they are the main ones that don't want you saying nothing to them. I don't get it.
I say live your life. I got a couple
Exactly.
things. Now, sometimes if you ask me, well, I'm always gonna push you to greatness.
Exactly.
You ain't gonna never have to ask my opinion
Mm-hmm.
to push you to be better.
Right.
To say, hey, apply for this program, do it. You can do it. I'm gonna push you whether you ask for my opinion or not. Listen, if it's fucking up your life. My ex-husband's daddy used to say, if you love it all, they at least like it.
That part. I mean,
it got nothing to do with me.
Nothing. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Just like we were talking about that not too long ago. I think last week we had a conversation, and I'm just like, people sometimes they want an ear, for to vent to and everything like that. We all do. Sometimes you just want to get it out. But when you keep hearing the same shit over and over and over again, and you're not changing anything about it, I'm going to say something.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just like, it's going to get to the point where I don't care if I've never been married.
Especially if you keep bringing this shit to me. You must be bringing it to me because you want me to say something.
You want me to say something, but then when I say something and you don't like it because it's not siding with what you wanted to hear, I can't control that. I'm going to say what I got to say. I mean, it's a Sagittarius in me. I'm too damn blunt. I can't help it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm laid back and don't give a fuck about how you feel about it. So that's where the clash comes. So it's just a problem all around. And I'm not saying you can't vent to me or whatever, but just be prepared. Eventually, if you keep coming to me with the same stuff, and I expect, like, if I kept coming to you with something, then it's just like, eventually I know you're going to be like, okay, girl, this is what you need to do. Or, this is my opinion, something like that. It's going to happen. I mean, that should just be how it is. You know what I mean?
What's going to happen is before I give my opinion, I'm going to ask you a few questions to see if you can answer it yourself. Because I don't want to get into that. What they say on them videos. I know how y'all like to tussle.
But
I'm not going to get into it with you. But I'm going to ask some questions that may turn the car. So you can kind of say, oh, I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Because I want you to figure it out on your own. I don't want to have to always tell people stuff.
Right.
Because then at the end of the day, whether it helps you or not, I become the asshole.
At the end of the day, yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
So I would really prefer you to reach the conclusion on your own. Mm-hmm. I would. Like, I would really prefer to say, like, well, what color was it?
Right.
So then what would that mean?
We're going to go through a process to make sure you understand what you're bringing to me and that you know that you're about to get this work.
Yeah. Yeah, like, well, we only got two ways we can go here. Either you're going to figure it out or I'm going to blurt it out.
Right.
One of the two. So I prefer you figure it out. Okay.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's just a ghetto.
Because you will be the bad person at the end.
Yeah, of course. You're always going to end up being the bad person, it's just how it is, but I mean, that's the title, that's the cape I got to wear. I'm going to wear it.
Since we're talking about blurting stuff out,
mm-hmm.
Mickey motherfucking Howard.
Child. First of all, I've always loved Mickey Howard. Oh my gosh, yes. She just,
as soon as I said her name, Love Under New Management was coming in my brain.
Immediately.
As soon as I said her name.
Immediately.
Child,
but go ahead.
Mickey Howard was being interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
And she made a statement. And I was proud to hear her say it because I scream it here every other week. And it was good to hear another Black seasoned woman say it.
Mm-hmm.
So then maybe people will understand what I was saying. And I made sure I shared it on my page.
Right.
Mickey Howard basically said, why is it that every Black woman, and when she started to name names, I had to kind of because we just think about Cardi B being naked.
Mm-hmm.
We think about Megan Thee Stallion being naked.
Mm-hmm.
But then she said, even the talented child. She said, what's her name? Chloe? Why she got to be naked too?
Right.
She said, and the girl is talented.
Can sing her face off.
She said, she said, I don't know what she's saying, but I like that song that girl can sing. She said, damn bitch, what she called a damn adult, whatever the hell
she did. She said adult. I lost it.
Fell out.
Because she meant it.
Because she was dead serious. And my 42-year-old ass be mispronouncing people's names
all the time.
And really be so mad at me.
Listen, I'd be like, just chalk it up. I'm going to mispronounce somebody's name
all the time. So that really blessed me.
Yes, like I'm not the only one. Adult. Okay. And they in the same business. She still didn't know her. She
said it the first time. I was like, what the fuck is Adam?
I had to play that part back.
She said Adele. Oh, she said she done lost weight and she still ain't naked.
Exactly.
And I thought, like, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. But when she brought that up, that's when it kind of, I never really thought about it from the white side. Mm-hmm. I just was screaming, why are Black women so naked?
Yeah.
Because I don't really be thinking about them. I'm not. No disrespect.
It's just what it is.
No disrespect, but I don't really be even thinking about them. Mm-hmm. So when she said that, I was kind of like, wait a minute. Now this is for real. Like, this is serious.
Right.
And I hate to say it, but she was right. Because she sure said Mary J. Blige. Mm. And me and you was on the phone. Was it me and you? With Mary J.? Was it them billboards?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I don't even understand why she had that on.
Listen.
Because
she's Mary J. Blige.
Too classy for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cutouts, boob out. It was a lot going on for you to be 50-some years old.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just like, you ain't never done nothing like that before, Mary. Like, don't sell yourself short like that. And you were the guest of honor. It's like, what the hell?
You should have had on a gown to the floor.
Listen, and let these little girls know.
Showing the young girls what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, there's a time when you just got to stop competing. I mean,
And it was like, I was like, she right.
Yep.
Look, she brought up your girl. She said Janet. Mm-hmm. She said she 58. And she still got to be naked, running across the floor.
Child.
I was like, what? Whew. She said a lot.
She said a lot. She said a lot, and it was real. It was real. And that's one thing, Mickey Howard, that's another reason why not only can she sing her face off, not only, did I want her and Gerald Levert to finally just be a couple and everything like that, God rest his soul, but it was just like, oh my goodness. It was, I mean, everything she said, even including about Janet, everyone, it was spot on. And you have to check out that interview because it was just like, it really made you think. Like you said at the beginning, we only think about certain people who you just think about automatically, like, why are they always naked? Or even if you don't question it, you're just like, that's just who they are. That's just how they present themselves. Mm-hmm. But when she started talking about other people, I was like, well, damn. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it had me think. But when it comes from someone who is more than a veteran, an OG in the game,
right?
It's just like, you have to really pay attention and listen. And she was so serious. I mean, that's the thing about it. It was no BS. Yeah.
Yeah, what she said was completely true. Mm-hmm. It's what I've been saying, but my question has been more like, and I just do this kind of stuff personally. Mm-hmm. When did we get off the track?
Yeah.
When? Janet was never even this naked.
No, not even when she had the body. Because let's just keep it real. I love Janet. That's my baby mama.
Yeah, she's always had a few pounds.
She's always had a few pounds on her. But even when she was at her smallest, she only showed her abs. She was going to show her. She was going to give you her abs. She didn't wear shorts.
She always wore jeans, baggier clothes.
She said she didn't like her legs, so she never wore shorts. The first time I ever saw Janet in shorts was at the All For You concert, and it was at the very end of the show when she came out in shorts. That was the first time ever. That was back in.
Now that you said it, I ain't never seen that girl's legs.
Because she said that she said she never liked her legs. She said that they were always. She said, because I remember this in the interview a long time ago. I think it's when she started showing her, basically just her abs. And the interviewer, I can't remember who it was, They were like, why don't you ever show your legs? Like I've never seen, like when you wear dresses, they're always skirts, they're always long and things like that. And she said, I've never liked the way my legs look because my butt is so big. It just looks weird or something like, it was something like that. She said,
Yeah, she have like an hourglass shape.
Yeah.
She does.
Yeah.
So I just never, I don't know where this, because even if we think about music in the 90s, I'm trying to think about artists from the 2000s. Even Ashanti had her clothes on.
Destiny's Child had their clothes on. I'm trying to think of who else. Christina Aguilera, she may have showed you some abs because girlfriend had some abs herself. Britney.
Yeah, they always show their mid.
Yeah, it was never like this is telling you how crazy it is, and this is even coming from Lil' Kim. Even though Lil' Kim would give you a bikini outfit gameplay in a second, when she came on the MTV VMAs with her titty out and that little thing on her nipple, that shocked everybody. Even with her.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, not only just Diana Ross, flipping her titty and everything, but which still takes me out to this day because it was just that was the funniest part ever. But
it took Diana by surprise. She was like,
what the hell am I going to do? Yeah, that's somebody's mama. So she was like, wait a minute, what are we doing here?
Why you got this thing out here?
What is this? But that shocked us, even coming from Lil' Kim. So it's just like, yeah. So I just, back in the 90s,
don't know when
we didn't
crossed.
have
well, I keep saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't mean this to be racist at all. But y'all let that white girl lead y'all down like the Pied Piper. Amber Rose did this. When she started having that slut walk, how did y'all let Amber Rose,
of all the
people, convince you that you should be respected being naked?
Mm-mm.
I know I sound like a broken record, so I ain't gonna say it, but y'all know what I'm thinking. Y'all know what I'm thinking. I ain't gonna say it because I know people get tired of me saying the shit, but whatever.
Girl, it is what it is.
I just don't know how y'all let Amber Rose do that to y'all, but
of all people, that's all.
Somebody who is a known whore.
Listen.
And I don't know when we got away from letting people know you as a hoe. I don't know where did we. How did that become wrong to say you a hoe? And they almost treat it like be proud to be a hoe.
Yeah. What? I mean, that was an insult back in our day. You called me a hoe. It was going down. It was going, even if I was. You weren't going to call me
Earth is ghetto.
Listen,
that right there.
Listen, it's okay to be a hoe.
Child, yeah, beat me up because I'm definitely in the wrong place. I'm in the wrong place. If we are in an environment that quote unquote it's appropriate. I don't know where we are now. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah.
That's why I just I don't know what's happening.
Listen, that's why I always say I just sit back, drink water, and mind my business. That's what I do.
I'm gonna just tell you this. What did she say? I just sit back and see what color Suge gonna put on the wall.
That's it.
Cause I don't know what's happening out here today. I really don't.
And I guarantee you, I hate to say it, I hate to jinx it, but it's just the way the world is. As soon as we get done recording, within the next hour or two, some bullshit's gonna happen. Because it's like clockwork. It's like once or twice a day, something crazy happens. And it could be anything. But something's going to happen. It could be from the January 6th committee finding some bullshit. It could be from, somebody.
I mean, it was just a shooting in Alabama.
I mean, right there.
Like, it was just a shooting.
Just
at a church Thursday evening.
I mean.
White people in there shooting at each other.
Listen. It's ghetto.
I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just don't know when we became a society that convinced women and really women, you're really drinking the Kool-Aid. Because basically we become a society where they've taught women to devalue themselves.
Exactly.
But they're tricking you into believing that it doesn't matter if you show people your body.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
That's what you're supposed to do. You're a woman. You're supposed to show your body. You're supposed to show your body to everybody. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to only be a sexual being. That's
I'm
the
telling you
mentality.
that but you don't even realize that by them overexposing you,
mm-hmm.
they are sexualizing you.
Exactly.
But they're telling you not to let people treat you like sexual objects. It's crazy.
Because then there'll be a movement about that, and we'll get into that next week for sure. But there'll be something about that. Because I mean, we already kind of started talking about one movement, the slut walk.
I cannot even believe that is a thing.
Child, because the first when I heard about it, I was like, okay, let me see what this is about, because the name threw me off, of course. But then when I figured out Amber Rose was involved, I was like, oh, this is gonna be some bullshit. And
they don't have no clothes on. Like, they be out there with no clothes on.
Proudly. I mean, maybe it's just, I don't think I'm a prude. But I think, like, and we've talked about this before, and I've talked about this with other people too. There are just things like we were just raised for certain things just to be for you and significant others. Just it's personal, you know, and it's just like this.
So what did I just say? I like to ask questions, right?
Yeah.
So I would love someone to tell me, why should everyone see your body?
Exactly.
Why? Mm-hmm. Why should everyone get the privilege to see you naked?
Right. Because that's what you're making. That's what it is. That's what you're looking like. Yeah. I mean, that's what you're feeling, that this is a privilege for everybody else to see me. That's basically.
Or you don't think that you don't think that your body is privilege? Like, you don't hold any value in yourself?
Mm-mm.
Shouldn't it be a privilege to see you naked?
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, you know, like, I mean, if you want to be naked all the dang time, I mean, go out there and pose for, you know, do Playboy, or, you know, get into the porn business, you know. I mean, that's where you expect to see
that is your choice.
That's your choice. But
when you're showing up in public events, again, like you said, where children are.
Right.
If you come outside your home and check your mail without a stitch of clothing on you, don't you think that, why doesn't your body mean anything to you?
Exactly. And that says more about you than what you're trying. Yeah. What you're that says more about you than what you're trying to prove to everybody else. I mean,
yeah, like, that's concerning. Because to me, that says you hate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that you're looking for any attention that the world will give.
Yep. Any. Good or bad.
And they really trying to trick women out here.
Yeah.
Like, really. They're really trying to trick women.
And it's just like, I love looking at, and I don't post them as much as I used to, but people used to always ask me, why do you post, like, I mean, they like looking at them, but they were like, why do you post pictures like of, you know, like Eartha Kitt and, you know, a Jeffrey Holder, you know, like these pictures from like back in the day, even like Marilyn Monroe, you know, stuff like that, you know, like people like in that generation. Dorothy Dandridge, who's my cousin, by the way, blood cousin. I just like to throw that out there every time I bring up her name.
We famous over here.
Okay, that part. But but it's just like, like even like the Motown era, you know, like things like that. These women, they were classy, even going into the 90s. Like, even the 90s, these women, they were classy, they were sexy, but they were still clothed. They carried themselves with class and dignity. You didn't know what they were getting into. You didn't know what they were about. You didn't know what their body looked like, unless it was like Janet or somebody that was going to give you some 6-packs, you know, 6 or 8-pack, you know, every now and then.
But we still didn't know what your body looked like.
Exactly. Thank you. And
almost all Janet Jackson's videos, she had on black.
Mm-hmm.
Or she was covered.
Yep.
If you really go back, even to some of the, I heard from a friend today
Yeah, what's that again? Yeah, again.
She had clothes on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably one of her more anytime, any place.
She had clothes on in that.
And those are some of her like sexier, like love songs. Even in If, she had clothes on.
Right.
I mean,
and it still came off as sexy and classy.
It
was I mean, it's just like I just don't
Anytime,
get where it
any
changed.
place is my song.
Listen, child.
Escape, You're My Little Secret. They had clothes on.
They were fully clothed. And still came off just like, You're like, My Secret. Okay, hello. So it's just like I just don't know where the shift went and where women. Here we go, back to last week. I blame Love and Hip Hop.
Child.
I blame mumble rap, even though mumble rap came out much later, but it's still just like
Mona
damn Scott.
Mona getting her money too, and she out.
Listen, that part.
You can tell she don't even. It ain't even no quality. It ain't even really about love no more.
No.
It ain't even about hip hop no more.
It's just about the drama. That's all it's about.
Because who even paying attention to these people?
No, nobody. When it first came on,
the first season was the best.
The best. Yeah, the first season.
The first 2 seasons was it. Because we had real hip hop couples.
Yep.
Real rap artists. Now, child, if I see Rich Dollars on one more show, toting that child around that he claimed he in a relationship with.
I mean, stop it.
It is like, I want to do Olivia Be at Home laugh.
Oh, she is just getting all of her life right about now. She is. Like I told y'all.
Y'all see?
That's exactly what she's saying. I told y'all so. I don't like to be the one. What do people say? I don't like to be the one that I say I told you, but I told you so. That's what she's saying every time his ass comes on TV. Child.
She needed to get away from Rich.
She did. Yeah, that just I just never like. I was just get so pissed off, and I would get like. The thing is, like, I would be pissed at him for the way he treated her and the way that, that he was conducting her career. But I would get pissed at her, too, for dealing with it. But then I had to think about she's just the artist.
Yeah.
So then I would have to come back like, okay. But, yeah, it's just like, but, yeah, those first 2 seasons, even the first, I'm even going to go this far. The first couple seasons, even though this is when it started getting raunchy, but the first couple seasons of Atlanta and even the first couple seasons of Hollywood, I watched those. But then after that, I was just like, okay, y'all are just doing too much. Y'all are just like, okay, this isn't about what it's supposed to be about anymore. I can't.
You're going to make me go back and watch the first seasons of Atlanta because I forget about those.
Child, that second.
I just always think about Chrissy and Jimmy.
Yeah, but they are Love and Hip Hop. That's who you think about when you think about Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, they are.
And then I thought that like as the seasons went on with the New York one, that we were going to think about Papoose and Remy because they were a real hip hop couple. They went through a lot together. But then they were even just like, I can't. This ain't worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it turned a corner when they tried to make. I understand that Mona and Yandy was friends, but when they tried to highlight that relationship with with Yandy and Mendices, and at the end of the day, I feel like, and people can say what they want, oh, Yandy is the wife, Yandy looked stupid. That whole situation backfired. It backfired. Yeah. Because here, now you telling us Mendices got a baby. We've been wondering where this little boy came from.
Exactly. Like, who's this child?
And now you tried to dog Erica like you was a babysitter. Nah, boo. Because Erica came with her receipts and pictures and trips. And I was like, now somebody lying.
Somebody lied up here. Child, but Yandy tried to come off as the classy one because she was the one conducting business, and no, girl, you were no better than anyone else up in there.
Child, We're going to have another reality TV show episode.
Oh, yeah. Because I'm going to go back and watch some of these older shows.
Yeah, absolutely. I have been watching The Real Housewives of Dubai.
How is that? Because I get mixed reviews. Like, I haven't watched it yet. I want to watch it, but some people are just like, they can't get into it. And it's not because of the cultural thing. They just said that they just don't like a couple of the women. Oh, no, because
it's black girls on there.
Yeah. And then
all of them is expats. Like,
okay.
There's
not like a.
So wait a minute. Let me take that back. There's a model. She's Somalian.
Okay.
She's a high fashion model.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. Real Housewives of Dubai is everything Atlanta wish it was.
See what I'm saying? So there's no Arab women on there at all?
So I feel like there may be 2.
Okay.
But it
so
wouldn't be to the point where, like, they're not wearing, what's it called, burqas?
Yeah, like, in the saris and all that. Yeah. Okay.
And they're not traditional Arab women.
Yeah, I think like in Dubai, even though they do have like strict rules, but I think like the Dubai is like a little bit more laid back in certain aspects, and that's why a lot of people like going there on vacation too. Not only because it's beautiful, like, but
it's not it's like a Real Housewives anywhere else.
Okay, I'm going to check it out. I am going to watch that one because I keep getting mixed reviews. But so if these are more expat women, then what's the cultural thing? Is it just because, or are they not watching it? Or are they just like stuck like these women?
They're really watching
No, I don't think so. Okay.
They're not watching. Because the one girl used to be on Ladies of London. And I knew when I saw her on $1 Million Listing, LA. And Tracy from $1 Million Listing
I remember her.
To Dubai, and she went to Caroline's house.
Okay, I know who you're talking about. Then I remember seeing her on the preview for Dubai. Okay,
yes,
okay, yeah.
And I thought to myself then, oh, they gonna have a housewives. Some kind of way, Tracy is not here for no reason.
Right.
It didn't. It seemed weird that, oh, I'm gonna go see my friend Caroline, and I'm like, well, okay, I'm sure y'all probably are cool, but it seemed then like something was gonna happen.
Like how they set up the friendships, like they do a little too much on the regular Real Housewives.
Right. So I knew then, like, oh, okay, Tracy is visiting her, and lo and behold, she is one of the people that's on there, which it's good. It's like any other drama from the OC.
Okay.
What I haven't been keeping up with is Beverly Hills, but I'm gonna go back and watch some today when we get done.
Okay, I haven't watched that since like the second season that Garcelle was on there. I think I stopped watching after that, so I had to get caught up on that.
It's good.
Yeah, I've always liked Beverly Hills. I've always liked the Beverly Hills one. The Beverly Hills and the old OC, those were up there with Atlanta with me. So back in the day, yeah.
It's definitely good, but
I'll check it out. Because I already love Dubai.
It's only 3 episodes, so watch that first.
Okay.
And so you can go ahead and get caught up and watch those 3 episodes so you can see it's really nice.
Okay.
And it's good to see Black women in a different environment.
Yeah. Yep.
Making money, enjoying life, having luxury items, being treated well.
Right.
Okay,
yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that one out.
Have jobs.
Okay.
Andy, can you hear me, Andy? Andy, it's time. It's time. Atlanta has lost its luster.
It's completely lost. I mean, the only way I could see Atlanta resurrecting is if they just revamp the whole cast. But it has to be Real Housewives from Atlanta. And let it be a younger generation. Please make this a clip,
Danielle, please.
Okay, we'll do.
Andy, please. It's time. Get with Kiana Watson. She is a realtor in Atlanta. If she doesn't want to be on the show, she can put you in touch with Real Housewives of Atlanta. Not women you have to fly in, Andy.
That's when it went downhill for me.
Please.
Even though Kenya was a kiki for me, but when you flew her in, that was it.
You ruined the series. Now you got Drew on there. Now you don't flew in Sonya Richards Ross, and this is no attack to her.
I mean, you had Eva Pigford
you
on
should have let
there.
her be on Texas. You should have incorporated her in somewhere else. But to fly her into Atlanta, Andy, it's time.
I mean, that was the thing about the show. When this show originated, you had women who were from the OC. You had women who were from Atlanta. You had women who were from New York City. You had women who were from New Jersey. But then when, like you said, when you started flying these women in and from other places.
Nobody knew. Think about the first season, Daniel. I'm sorry. Think about the first season of Atlanta. We didn't know any of them.
None of them. And that's what was brilliant about it. And that's what they need to bring back. Quit bringing in these people. No one knew who Nene was.
We had
nobody.
Now we were aware of their husbands. We knew who Eric was.
Oh yeah, knew who he was. Yeah.
We knew who Lisa's husband. Mm-hmm. If you knew sports,
you knew who their husbands were. Yeah,
they
were. Mm-hmm.
You knew who Bob Whitfield. You know Bob.
Right.
But we didn't know their wives.
Because they were just socialites. They were just women who, married these athletes or whoever, or just like Nene and Greg. He was a businessman who had some money. So it was just like, yeah. And even Kim's situation, Kim was a friend. Kim was a good friend of Nene and I guess Sheree too. At that point, I don't know how. I can't really remember. I know like
she was Nene's friend, and then
they fell out and
jumped ship.
Right, jumped ship, and then because that had I was thinking about before the show started, but before the show started, Nene and Sheree were kind of like on the outs.
Yeah, and Sheree, but Sheree and Nene had been friends in the past.
That's who I meant. I'm sorry, Nene and Sheree, because I just remember that party episode when that was intentional. That was intentional.
That was intentional. She could say whatever she wants.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, but Kim was, even though she
had
wasn't
to bring some drama to the show. Exactly. She did that on purpose.
Yeah. First episode, hell yeah. But so it's just like, even though all of them were wives except for Kim still had a good ass storyline, and she was actually a real friend.
Andy, inbox me.
Listen,
I won't tell nobody.
Listen,
just inbox me.
Listen,
I will get you some women. I don't even live in Atlanta. But I got some names.
All these women from Atlanta that are on social media doing their thing, and come on now. If you want some influencers or something, just peruse TikTok and Instagram.
Guess what? We don't want them either. We want real housewives.
Just real housewives. Like you said, we didn't know any of them when they first came on. None of these women.
None of them.
And that was what was...
Dump the pot. It's like when you burn spaghetti.
Yep.
Throw the shit away and start over.
And you know what?
Boil some new water.
Funky Dineva said this years ago. He said this about 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe longer than that. But he said, get rid of this whole cast and start new. And he said the same thing you did, because he was living in Atlanta at the time. He was like, I'll give you a list of girls, who nobody knows. Come on now. Reach out to my girl Kisha.
I will slide you a list, Andy. We got some women that can get you a good show. But you got to get these hoes out of here. Let me tell you this. You better get them out of here. Because what's getting ready to happen, you're going to ruin the whole franchise.
Exactly.
The ratings is dropping week by week by week.
Potomac should not have more ratings. Even though I love Potomac, that's really the only season that I watch consecutively now. But Potomac should not have more ratings than Atlanta. Potomac, Maryland compared to Atlanta, Georgia. Seriously, come on now.
Andy, listen to us, because you want women our age. We are the age demographic that you're trying to reach.
We've been there from the beginning.
The young girls, Mona got the young kids.
Yeah.
She loving hip hop. She done took them. So don't even try to get them.
Right.
Listen to what, and I'm telling you, Andy, you got the opportunity, because Carlos's show over there, loving, because I know you be looking. Y'all be looking.
Oh, they be looking at each other's stuff. Oh, heck yeah.
Love and Marriage Huntsville is going off a cliff. So I'm promising you, this is a prime pickings opportunity for you to get some new blood. You better get these hoes out of here, Andy.
Immediately.
I'm telling you. Andy, I bet you could get a list from Marlo.
Listen.
Y'all be mad at Marlo. But hey, we should have talked about that because Marlo be over there telling the truth.
We'll start with Marlo next week because I got some shit to say about Marlo and it is everything. So we're going to start with Marlo.
We're going to start right next week.
Yeah,
Andy, holla at me, inbox. I got you. I got your back because I don't want to see you fail because I've been watching this for too long.
Right. Like I said, we've been there from the beginning. Fail. We've been there since the very first episode. So it's like,
but I'm going to sneak this in, Andy. You probably want to make that shit right with Nene. I know it might be above your pay grade. But y'all probably want to fix it.
Yeah.
Cut her a check and let's just let it go away.
Just let it go away because she's not going to stop.
No. Just cut her a check and let's see if we can work it out.
Yeah. Because you know she's worth it. Let's just keep it real.
Mm-hmm. Because she could be the executive producer.
Yeah.
She could get you some people too. She don't have to be back on the show.
She don't have to be on the show.
She can get you some women.
Listen,
y'all need some help over there, and it's serious right at this point.
And especially for some, women to have Nene take them under their wing. Hell yeah, she can get some women up in there to replace these chicks that are on there.
Okay, well, we said our piece, Andy. So
yeah, and we're going to make sure that we get this clip to you some one way or the other. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So be prepared, yeah, and don't ignore us like you probably do everybody else who has said the same shit. Listen to us, okay?
Oh yeah, because I'm gonna email you, inbox you. I'm gonna email Watch What Happens Live. We're gonna send this all over.
Listen,
we need to make it right.
Yeah, immediately because I'm done. Like I haven't watched Atlanta. I seriously haven't watched Atlanta since that season, and I barely watched that season, but I did watch the reunion, and I actually stopped watching the reunions, but the one where they were on lockdown, they had to do it at their houses. Girl, yeah. That was one of the best.
I didn't really watch that season. I should go back and watch it.
Yeah, I need to watch the whole season.
But what's that been, 4 years, 3 years?
It was 2020, so it was probably the 2019.
So that was the 19 season.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't watched it since Nene left, if you want me to be honest.
Because I think it was the first season Eva was on there, if I'm not mistaken, because they were still trying to figure her out. I think so.
She's fired now, isn't she?
I mean, yeah, she's gone. Yeah, I mean, she brought nothing. Absolutely.
Andy?
I mean,
we could have told you that.
I mean,
she from LA.
She from LA.
Okay, bye. Because it's going on and on.
Go on.
We need a special show, Dear Andy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. So that's going to be in the works, y'all, because we got some things to say. So, but yeah. So as always, thank you all for tuning in. This has been episode 7. Oh my goodness, episode 7. And again, we didn't get to what we wanted to talk about, and we are going to get to it. But
we had a list, and we did get to 3 things.
We got the 3 things on the list. Yeah. So that was. Yeah, but
hey, we're trying,
and like I said, I mean, this is just it's just conversation, so things gonna go not as planned all the time, but that's fine. That's what we do, and we know that's what y'all like. So
all right,
yeah. So thank you all again at
Enjoy
Wellness and Women
week.
at girl _ what at DannieBSpeaks. Check us out.
All righty, and you can catch me at Wellness and Women on wellnessandwomen.com. and at Wellness and Women on Instagram and Wellness and Women on Facebook.
There you go. Hello.
And email us.
Yes.
You can email me. You can go to any of my pages, my website, and if you click that email button, you can email me.
Yeah. Let us know what's going on. Anything that y'all want to hear us talk about,
Absolutely.
Just shoot us an email, send us a DM at girl.
If you have a legitimate topic, we'll discuss it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I mean, this is our conversation with y'all too. So that's how we want to do this. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will talk to y'all next week. Bye, everybody.
Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Bye.